us.
Thanks for having me.
First question I have to ask you, buddy, what happened in that match against Brian?
Well, I lost 3 frames in a row right after the turkey, and and Brian lost a couple too, but he was fortunate to get the carry that he needed to sustain the string. And once you're on strikes, Randy, every shot you throw.
See, Jones had 7 himself in his semifinal. Not happening here.
Well, he's going to have to move right where Brian Voss is. Joe, that he wasn't real sure about his reaction on the right lane, but Tommy Jones, Norm Duke, is some 15 to 20 boards left of Brian Voss, and now it changed balls. And the question I have to ask you is it advantage Tommy Jones or advantage Brian Voss based on the way the two are playing the lanes?
Well, I fully intended to go out and play the same line as Tommy Jones, and it was squirrely in there. And I elected to go right between them. I think that Brian has the advantage now based on what I saw inside that 4th arrow.
2-5 spare for Jones.
Was in the first match, and let's see if it works for him.
And then just kind of took all the hit out of it, and that ball was flat as a pancake.
So he was perfect through 8.
Thing for us going back to Medford because we get to see our old friend Marshall Holman.
Well, he was an idol of all of ours. Randy still is, and he's going to be playing with us next week. Maybe he is the one that's going to take Brian Voss down.
Action. And always great to go back to Medford and Lava Lanes.
Square ball to take out the 9 for Brian Voss. The 46-year-old Hall of Famer against the 26-year-old up-and-comer. There he is, Tommy Jones, former high school baseball player, a self-taught bowler. Came back from 3 games down to 1 in the round of 16, and now here in the title.
Norm Duke, less aggressive bowling ball, same line. That shot looked pretty good.
It's worked out well this season. You see his finishes. Won the Japan Cup. Says, I just need to think positive, have positive vibes. Looking for that late help on the 7.
Doesn't win 3 tournaments a year out here.
He might from now on.
And make it 63 of 65 on his single pin conversions this week in Denver. You saw the strike percentages there moments ago. Voss heading in the right direction. Jones a little bit behind his typical number. Voss by 1 pin right now.
You can't leak at a board to the right. You tend to grab it and miss left.
No question.
And the chameleon pattern is blown apart. It's looking real ugly right now.
Well, he just moved his feet into where I was playing him, and there was already a track there, Brian. Right of that area or move left of it further toward Tommy Jones.
South Carolina's Tommy Jones.
Looks like a pretty good adjustment, Norm.
Yeah, that's the 3rd perfect pitch in a row for Tommy Jones, and I know he's comfortable. He got that bad break not catching that 7 pin in.
A little high there, guys. Late help? No, sir.
That look from there, Norm. Brian threw a couple of those at you the last game.
Yeah, Brian had some family strikes in there.
Yeah. But the good news, though, no split. He remains clean. However, he doesn't take advantage of the strike in the 5th frame. So his lead with a spare here will still be 13. Brian Voss still in it. He's got to figure out where to go, Norm.
Out there in the lanes, and these guys are trying to stay on top of it.
That's See how he deals with the changes here. Very well, thank you.
Much better pitch. You can see it immediately out of his hand, Norm.
Dina, his sister, all here in Lakewood, Colorado.
Never for me.
An 8.0. Looks good.
Oh, so an open opportunity for Tommy Jones now. And makes the most of it, guys.
Just like Hall of Fame bowlers, when somebody opens up in front of you, you have to take advantage of it. Tommy Jones doing exactly what Brian Voss taught him to do when he used to watch the television show.
The 26-year-old looking for his second title of the year.
Bingo.
That's going to help.
Bingo. Best Brian Voss can shoot, Norm Duke, is 2:01. Tommy Jones going at a 2:08 pace. The only chance Brian Voss will have is if Tommy Jones lets him in. Take a look at this, Norm.
Trailing by 37 pins. He needs it.
Wow.
Takes care of the 7.
Like in between second and third arrow.
Leaves the 4. And you see that chameleon pattern, Randy.
Tough to win that way, Norm.
Strike to win here for Tommy Jones. Got it! Tommy Jones, the first bowler this season to win multiple titles, his second. And a look of relief for the 26-year-old.
Y'all talked about 3 titles in a year. I think that, you know, that's a true statement. He is as good as they get right now.
And it is Tommy Jones's day today.
Late help. And Tommy Jones is your PBA Denver Open champion. The generation gap, Jones versus Voss. A good look at the future of the PBA Tour from this very exciting player. Fast track to finish up here. His wife, Kristen, back home. I'm sure thrilled right now. Friends James and Andrea watching alongside. He wanted to make sure we mentioned them. He was thinking about them all week long. Tommy Jones
loses. 3-game winner up to this point is Randy Pedersen. 224 in his last game, 6 strikes. First shot against the tournament leader.
Two-8 straight back and hope to a bounce out of the pit. Let's see what Randy does. He went for the bounce.
He did.
Tough, almost made it. Pit leader, an early opening. Come on.
He was saying, come on, because he is mic'd. He wanted that ball to come up into the pocket.
Pedersen can slide that 2 over into the 10-pin. Come on! No!
How did it not hit the 10-pin? A 360.
6'3", 220 pounds. He'll teach these pins a lesson.
There. Sweeping them off the deck. Dennis J.
Position today, Mike says that's the kind of ball I throw.
That one didn't come up, leaving the 2. He was checking the surface on his slide to the line. Again a 10 for Randy Pedersen. But he's survived them before with 3 victories. Archie Long, what a great sports fan and executive from Detroit, executive in charge, AC Delco Service Parts. And he's been a great supporter of the Professional Bowlers Tour.
6th year with the PBA, AC Delco. What a great sponsor. This shot here can tell us a lot about the match. Can Jakes adjust to the right-hand lane? Not to be. You see his kind of adjustment, Chris. He's a power player, and when he has the ball not come up as it did in the first frame, as you see the power of this big man, 6'3", 225 pounds, the cupped wrist, gets that wrist underneath the ball, deep knee bend, and just shovels it off his hand. He doesn't even turn the ball. He just palms that ball. Does. If he can't figure it out, Randy Pedersen is going to give him all sorts of trouble.
Yeah. Started that near the channel, came back. But left the wobbly 4-pin. Dennis Jakes
Averaged a fabulous 250 in the 3rd round. Randy Pedersen with a victory would knock out Frank Ellenberg.
4-pin.
9, you don't expect to finish on time. This is,
no.
They're throwing so many balls, so few strikes. Makes it very difficult. Has his fingers taped to avoid the blisters on the tip of that index finger where he rotates that ball off after the thumb comes out.
And another another 2, 8, 10.
What has happened, Chris, and we have seen it before, is that the oil or lane conditioner is carrying down the lane from the players carrying it down with the bowling balls. They don't have a breaking point. Now it's either slide by or jump in the nose, slide by or jump in the nose. You're just going to have to suck it up and fire that ball into the pocket because there are not going to be any big scores today. Ooh.
Disappointed that it didn't jump out and cover the 10 as well.
By hooking the ball down the outside edge and trying to bring it in right behind the 3. Nice shot.
I was losing a little of my stamina, so I went on a Nautilus weight training program. I tried diet a little bit, and I just started practicing a little harder because if I'm not going to do it now, I'm never going to do it. So I'm out.
That are dominating the tour, the Holmans, the Ross, the Webbers, the Jakes, they're all throwing the big power.
2, 4, 5, and Bo, if they could get a big right arm, big biceps like yours.
Oh.
5.
Ooh.
Speaking of power,
It goes right to the pocket.
and Bo, unlike golf, where you remove the glove for touch to make a putt, it's a little different here.
Yes, sir. He has done that, and he has put the ball in just a perfect position, Chris. He has made the adjustment, driven the ball straight in the 1-3 pocket. Let's see what Dennis Jakes does here.
Strike up.
11-pin lead.
Oh yeah, come on, carry it!
Oops.
Oh no!
Look at this.
Oh, yes, watch that.
Inexcusable. It really is. And Dennis knows it, and everybody else should know it. That to miss a single pin spare and really be representing the 159 other pros that he whipped this week is unfortunate. But he's put the match back in perspective. We're out here for match game play. Right now, Randy Pedersen going at a 173 pace. Dennis Jakes a 172.
And it looks like he left too much on that first shot in the other frame when he did a split on the deck here.
This time, he's left himself another tough spare. For Dennis Jakes.
What a clutch. Carefully sets himself.
I think that's a residue of his experience, of his poor experiences, Chris. He told me those 153 games that he bowled his first 2 times out were lack of concentration, lack of preparation. Does he want to win?
And
Thank you.
Randy Pedersen to mark in the 10th for his first title if he can double. Needs a strike.
leaves.
And there he is. He's going to be standing in the winner's circle with $27,000. Dennis Jakes didn't make any difference on that shot.
And we can share in the disgust that Dennis has for himself and his
Ballot.
But imagine coming from number 5 position and working your way to the top and a first-time victory on a professional bowlers tour for 23-year-old Randy Pedersen of Santa Maria, California. And are his backers ever happy? The AC Delco Classic winner. He'll be receiving the trophy from Archie Long of AC Delco, but what a performance.
Mika Koivuniemi. Weber has been in 2 Masters finals, has not been able to complete it. Finished second in 83, third in 85. He said this is the one title that has eluded him.
And Dick, I know you're watching. I think your son Pete wants to show you something here.
Said when he started his career, he wanted at least as many titles as his dad. Conduct unbecoming is effective through the end of the year, but this is not a PBA event. This is an ABC event, and that's why he is able to bowl in this, and also the U.S. Open.
Off the last match, only hit flush 5 times, yet he still shot 246.
Sounded like he didn't like it as soon as he let it go.
Well, you know, able to take out the 7-pin. Single pin spare, straight and hard, ball that doesn't hook. Obviously, and it's easy when, you know, when your ball reaction is really good. It always feels good when that happens. Well, I know what he said there. He said hold because that ball is going high. Leaves the fast 8, or for those of you at home, the 4-7. All right, no problem. Converting to 4-7.
All right, trying to become the second to win the Super Slam, all 5 majors. Mike Albee is the other. Oh, yes.
This to take a 12-pin lead.
Well, he's put a lot of pressure on himself throughout.
He only left the 3-6-10.
Little soccer ball cleans it up.
And Pete, being one of the best spare shooters in the game, wasn't going to have a problem with that. Good set.
It worked.
Yes, it did. You know, that's a sign of a guy who's becoming a professional. He took a little bit extra time, made sure he was ready.
Put it in a golf analogy, which a lot of the bowlers are excellent golfers, we might add, is you step away from that 3-foot putt when you're just not sure of it. And just take an extra second as Pete Weber continues his focus.
Pete over there milling over his next shot. Mika right now looking to put a little heat early on Pete.
He had problems with his wrist. The Japanese told him to try it. Did it. Hadn't had a problem since.
Pete's having a little bit of trouble getting his motions intact.
First 4 frames, only 1 strike for Weber as we see his road to the finals.
Good shot here.
Twice he's up 3-6-10 in a row. Oh, a stubborn 10.
All right, well, Mika can really put a lot of heat on Pete right now. Working on a double. This to take a 22-pin lead. How about that one, folks?
He has regrouped since opening up with a couple of spares. He now has 3 in a row.
This to take a 32-pin lead.
Mika Koivuniemi has really turned it on here in the finals. He leads by Koivuniemi leads by 33 while we were away. Weber spared in the 6th, finally struck in the 7th, only his 2nd strike of this match. Koivuniemi in the 7th. Hold. And it does hold. We've got a second. We'd like to pass on our best wishes to the sister of Bob Learn, a PBA touring pro, Tammy Komet, underwent heart surgery in Erie, Pennsylvania. Tammy, get well quickly.
Yeah, and all our wishes and thoughts and prayers go out to Bob Learn and his family. Right now, Pete Weber could use a little praying right now. Mika working on a 5-bagger. He's looking to put a serious whooping on Pete Weber. This for a 6-bagger and a 53-pin lead. Oh! A spare.
$10 million in his career.
Knows what he needs to do. That helps him to stay behind it and roll it.
Afford to make a mistake.
Big hit here. Wow. His career right here.
Oh,
my. Oh, no. And we can go home with the check and the trophy.
Hey, brother.
And feet just finishing things up. Mika Koivuniemi from Finland. His wife Lena back in Finland. His daughter Ida also back in Finland. He's got a very exciting phone call coming up in his life. He is our winner. We'll be back.
Players who will emote with the best of them.
Once again, both these players non-champions, so one of them's going to walk away with that top prize and trophy.
Got slow and got lucky. Very, very slow with the ball speed on lane 3, but somebody up there taking care.
Now Rudy, watch this guy do it.
Scores were big. Rudy's big, and he's got the ball to match it. I'll tell you what, the man throws a lot of power. Look at this backswing. Bang. Really unleashed. Television finals. Rudy goes hard and straight. And Kazimakis makes the 4-pin in the second frame.
Chris Barnes, fortuitous in the first frame when he got a strike. Now looks to get back on track as it sets in there. Oh, I saw the 7-pin disappear.
Move over there.
I don't believe there's going to be any intimidating against Rudy Kazimakis. Came in high last time, better speed, and a 4-pin, very much the same shot that Kazimakis threw on lane 3. Very straight, good technique for the spare.
So a couple of strikes for Barnes and a spare, and they're chanting Rudy, getting going here. He's started off this title match with a strike and spare. Third frame.
One of the highest ever. For a double. There he is.
Oh, now got to get it back after that spare in the third frame.
Chris Barnes now down by 2 pins.
Wichita, high game 279, low 188. He says he loves big crowds. They used to have 4,000 or 5,000 watching the high school team. Picks up the 10-pin.
Very close match going into the 5th frame. Only 2 pins separate these two players.
Strike, and Chris has got to be careful. He had it. It's Rudy. 5th frame.
Be any problem.
Rudy won a regional title in Staten Island, New York in 98.
Rudy switched balls to shoot that spare. Noise, they're kicking, they're stomping. Can he keep that 1-pin lead with a strike here? That would be yes. Left the 10-pin last time on this lane, and that's through the nose 4. He hit the nose like that. There are no breaks to be had as he takes 9.
I don't care how much action you've bowled. I think something special by winning a PBA tournament.
Well, you're absolutely right, Phil. A great shot from Chris Barnes. He comes back. These two guys are not just great competitors, but they're very good sportsmen. I mean,
Roth and Marshall Holman. Make you feel old a little bit?
I like to see what will happen if he strikes here. He will look back. And that is a big-time mistake.
But he didn't shoot many spares this week.
You're right, but, oh, my. Family watches, and they're hurting for Daddy.
Gain your composure and throw a shot here in the 8th. It just that.
The last time he was on lane 4, Phil, now Barnes has the opportunity to strike and show everybody how much he enjoys taking that lead. There it goes. There it goes.
How do you like it?
Here, make it very difficult for Kazimakis.
Yeah, that's the one.
Got to give Barnes credit. After that open in the 6th, he has come back with 3.
Rudy Kazimakis, possible 227, needs this strike. 4-pin, lane 4. I think right now they both know big advantage, Chris Barnes.
Barnes, a great amateur player. Kazimakis, kind of a great street player. Went out there and took on a lot of talent and bowled very well now on the PBA Tour. But whoever wins this match, invitation to the Brunswick World Tournament of Champions.
The best Rudy can do right now, 207. He needs 3 strikes just to force Chris Barnes to mark in the 10th frame. For any chance, must have the strike.
And it's a 10-pin. On the trophy here in the PBA Flagship Open.
Yeah, it was never so much fun to leave the 2 and the 4 pin in his life.
He said that's enough and asked if that's enough, and it is. Right now he has 200. Should he just throw an air ball on this shot? There's your winner, Chris Barnes. He is the winner over Rudy Kazimakis.
Time for our Ginkgola moment of concentration.
ESPN.com, part of the Go Network, go.com.
99 to 198. Will bowl first.
And a lot of the fans don't know that the practice shots are over and that we're actually started. Pete McCourty gets chosen to finish on lane 75. Brian is a little high, trips the 4 pin out of there.
On these lanes, let's see how he gets off.
Well, he's going to play the right lane closer to the second arrow and play the left lane closer to the third. Good shot on the right lane. Start the match. Gets a light strike. Weight of the ball in both hands. Over the third arrow. It's in the pocket. And gets the 10 pin out of there. Great shot to start it out. That's the way to come out after your first.
To win.
Well, that's perfectly natural. And there's the double he looked for the whole first game. More accurate. Can take the lead. Right over the second arrow. He's there. And gets the 10 pin out of there. Right over the second arrow. He's a little high. Breaks it up. Leaves the 6-10. Just looks at his hand. He must have turned the ball slightly early. Has the spare. Falls 12 pins behind. Over the third arrow, gives it too much room. Doesn't make it back, breaks down the 2-4-5-7 for the 4-5-7. Has a split, a bad break. He has to fit this ball right between the 4 and the 5 and hit the 4 full enough that it'll get the 7. Sometimes you can get the 4 and the 5 and the ball will wrap around, or the 4 pin will wrap around the 7. Difficult spare conversion. He has a chance. Nope, too much. Went by the 5 pin. Oh, he really threw this one out. And leaves the 8 pin. But he threw that 2 or 3 boards right at target. Going to throw straight at it. No hook at all. Has the spare. Right over the second arrow. Is it going to make it? Yes, it does. Has a wonderful ball reaction out there right now. It's back in the pocket and gets that right one this time. As the crowd starts yelling, Pete. Pete won both times, easily. Over the third arrow, it's light, didn't make it up. You've got to keep yourself in the match. Tough spare. And he's in trouble. And it's almost all over. It's almost all over. 7, Brian Voss in commanding position. He's back in the pocket. No, it snapped through, and he leaves the 3-6-7-10. And 8 out. Gives him 117 in the 5th. He's high again and leaves the 3-9-10. Another tough spare. 2 splits in a row. He eased up on the speed. Nick. He has a chance. He has a chance. Oh, and he's 9 out. He never thought that would happen, believe me. He never thought that would happen. And that's how to respond right there. Interesting, he picked. Big shot right here. 8th frame. He's high, and he's a spare. Now we'll see if Brian Voss can get himself back. More speed, and he's light. Breaks down the 2-4-5, leaves only the 2-4. An easy spare. The 4, and almost chopped the 2 off the 4. Has the spare. Oh, lots. Maintain that count. He gives this one more room. It's not going to make it. And he leaves. What is that? Miami. He's got a chance. No, too much. And he's 7 out. That gives him 150.
Now let's see what Pete can do with it.
He's light. He's light. 2-4-5-8. He gives it right back. Honest, boldly forward. He can't get short on it. And oh, he just gets it. Shot of Pete McCordy's 11-year career right now. He's really nervous, but he's thrown it well. It's not going to make it, though. Breaks. Everybody feels the pressure. Has the spare easily. Now, we have a chance, an excellent chance of a tie here. He must strike on this fill ball. He's had 1 strike on the left lane. He's high, breaks it down, gets 9. Brian Voss. And it's there, He got it! Now he needs a spare. And he's high, and we're gonna have a tie. He's leads the 4-10. And he has the 1 pin. We have a tie. Gave it too much room, leaves the washout. 1-2-4-10. He went high. Too much. No. Oh. 9 out. Immediately, Voss is 11 pins ahead. And looks good. And that's the one he wanted in the 2nd frame. The second one in the 10th, that's the one he was looking for. Tie. 3-6-10. He can still do it. I'm straight. Has the spare. Nice conversion. He didn't take any time to think on that one. And it's in the pocket. And the 10th pin. We still have a chance. Solid 10. The best McCordy can do is top. Gave it too much room. It'll never make it. And Brian Voss is the winner. Oh, just a shame. Pete McCordy had his chance and couldn't do it. Throws his rosin bag down. And he learns from Harry Golden that he doesn't need to finish it out.
Eventually defeating Pete McCordy, who still remains winless after all those years on the tour. So a story of happiness, and for Pete, we hope that he eventually does it and does it very quickly. With us here